Hey guys, welcome to episode 20 of Shift Your Health. My name is Jackie Becker.
And my name is Paigey Poo.
And guys, this is take 2 of episode 20. We just did an absolute banger of an episode.
Banger.
And then we realized my phone died.
Anyway, we'll learn.
Fun time. So
from our
guys,
mistakes.
today's episode is going to be about should you track your calories or eat intuitively? That is a big word. I have a list.
Debate time.
It is a debate time. I have a list as well. I get
Just
bullied.
wait, you'll hear it. You'll start hearing it.
Anything that says
You might hear
S.
some bullying in the background from upstairs. as
Yeah,
well.
Jade, my lovely wife, doesn't mind. She makes me say anything with S, and then in front of new people we meet as well. So it's a whole different podcast in itself. But guys, I'm going to be talking about eating intuitively because I have a very strong belief that I think it's the best way to get results. But I know Paige has a bit of a different thought
I
process.
definitely think tracking. The big T. The big T. But no, I think tracking is a tool. Okay, there's double T, but I think it's a great
Big double T.
The double T. I think it's a
Double T.
really, really great tool to help you reach your goals. If at the end of the day, if you don't know what you're eating, it's so hard to change, right? So I could be like, yeah, I'm eating fine, but I'm not getting results. Well, how do I know? If I'm not tracking, how do I know? How about that, Jakey boy?
Well, I don't know. I've just always had this belief where I just teach clients to aim for high protein. High protein because usually carbs and fats will follow.
But how do I know
with
what's
that.
high in protein, Jake, if I don't track?
Because you look for things that have high protein. But no, I've definitely tracked in my life. Right now I do eat quite intuitively. I sometimes eat too intuitively.
Sorry,
And
what?
I
What
keep
was
using that word.
Intuitive-
I was just going to say eat what I want. I'm getting bullied mid-podcast here. But the caveat I always say to this is in my experience, guys, I have a scale. I could go get the scale right now. And I unfortunately do get too obsessive because that is my nature. And I have had a lot of clients that has been negative as well because I think long term, if you're tracking every single food you eat, you can get very OCD and your family's going to start to think you're a bit of a weirdo because you're out there trying to measure it and you've got these little measuring jugs and I don't know, it does get a little full on. I remember
taking measuring jugs to a restaurant. Is that what you're?
Oh yeah, why don't you do that? Didn't remember
I've
that.
seen people take scales
Yeah.
to the restaurants, and I think at the end of the day, that works really well. Like if you're meant to be like a bodybuilder or something, and you're working towards that, tracking your macros is so important.
Well, you have to.
You have to. Like it's a full body physique change. So, I think again, yes, it can be obsessive, but if it has a purpose and you're using it for a tool, I don't feel like anything is wrong with that. But again, I think it's really important to have the right support. So, having somebody with the knowledge to actually be able to look at your food that you are tracking and go, hey, these are the areas that I can see that you need to work on, aka having a coach or a friend or somebody that has that knowledge, and then teaching you how to utilize the tracking tool to then make changes to then reach your goal. It's not to say you should track forever. Like I really don't think tracking forever is it's one, it's not enjoyable, and two, it means you're not going to be making a lifestyle change because you really can't track forever. I can go away on a holiday and then just whip out my scale in Thailand.
You could.
In Thailand, like I don't know what they cook with, right?
Yeah, give it a whirl. Yes. Oh, that would be interesting. That would be.
Thai people would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, you would look very interesting. But I think to Paige's point there, when you do have a friend, coach, partner, whoever it is, helping you out with your nutrition, ask questions because that's how I learned. Like I've never. It's been a very, very long time since I've tracked food. And I think I'm at a very good place now. Albeit, yes, guys, I've been a coach for over 10 years, so I hope I'd be at a good place. But just at a point where I know what's good and what's not. I know I'm always trying to aim. Like I said, I always aim
How'd
for.
you find that out though?
For aiming for high protein.
But
I had a
how did you
coach
find
help
out
me.
What was good and what was not?
Because I had a coach that gave me a meal plan. So if you have a coach, I didn't actually track.
But you tracked a meal plan.
No. I actually didn't. To add to this, I think I've spoken about this throughout. When I lost 18 kilos, I didn't track. I literally didn't.
Correct.
I actually didn't track anything to lose 18 kilos in 2 months. I did it post that. I think it was actually maybe like a year after that. And the only reason I tracked is because I was actually trying to bulk. So I was trying to I wasn't trying to be,
Figure out
I wasn't
how
trying
much
to,
protein,
I wasn't
how
trying to
much
be a
you're eating.
bodybuilder. I
Yeah.
was just trying to make sure I was having enough protein, carbs, and fats. That was all I was actually tracking. And I got very obsessive over it. So like I actually, you can, I lost 18 kilos in 2 months without tracking. There you go. Boom, boom, boom. Mic drop.
Boom, boom, boom.
That's a new one.
Oh, save us, save us.
God.
But no, I really think it was, for me, it was for awareness. I've said this to you before, that whole Carl's Jr. having a Biscoff shake, finding
No, you
it.
You haven't told us, 'cause you said that in the first take of this
Sorry, guys, we're going to backtrack. I went to Carl's Jr. one night and I got a meal and I got a shake and then I put it in because I was like, oh, I wonder how much calories this is. Turns out the shake was 1,200 calories. And that for me was just it. I was gobsmacked. I honestly couldn't believe that a shake, again, liquid calories, they're dangerous. We'll talk more about that.
1,200 calories, guys, is like some people's
whole day.
In one.
And they're sat there
drink.
going, I don't know why I'm losing weight, right? Yeah. So I think it's just, again, I'm going to keep saying it, the big T, it's a great tool. It's a great tool.
Yeah, and that's where, like, I think in that aspect, I think tracking can open your eyes up.
Mm-hmm. Self-awareness.
Yeah, like it is. It can open your eyes up to just be like, oh, wow. Because I spoke about it on a live call last week, guys, like marketing these days is deceiving. And I think it's always been deceiving, to be honest. But, they put high protein on it. So if you didn't track and you just went high protein, you would probably get in a rabbit hole of not good food because, that's where it can get dangerous. Yeah. The scenario Paige said, I had a similar one, like a GYG, Guzman Y Gomez, it's relatively healthy. Yeah. But a Kelly burrito is like 1,100 calories.
Correct. Or you just get a mini chicken spicy burrito.
But once again,
500 calories.
Yeah, once again though, that for me is actually I needed that amount of calories. But if you didn't track that, you'd just be like, oh well, like GYG's a healthy alternative, right? It's like when people used to think Subway was like the healthiest thing in the world. Then you track it and you're like, well, it's not actually as healthy as we think.
Correct. Correct.
So I think long term, guys, get yourself to a point where you can eat intuitively. I think there's always a time and a place to be on the tracking your side. I just think long term really and the quicker you can get there shouldn't be a rush. No, I don't think.
It's all a journey. And I think it's starting at one place and then building yourself up, learning the knowledge.
Yeah, well, I think once you learn it, it usually sticks with you.
Yeah.
Because
we both now we just know what to eat. We know what's high protein. Whereas people just starting out, they've got no idea. But you learn through working, being around the right people, having a coach, Fit Tribe, represent.
Sly little job there.
And I think it's just, knowledge is literally power. And just putting that into action, I think, is just so powerful.
Definitely. So I think maybe we're both in the middle ground here. I think in the first take of this we weren't. I was pretty strong on the just eat intuitively. But I think, guys, find your happy place with it. Find your balance because like I said, we've all had different experiences, and maybe you listening or watching this have had a bad experience, and maybe tracking is not something you want to, which is also totally fine. Like I have some clients that just write down what they eat and then send it through.
Drop it in the comment section. We want to hear what's your experience of tracking and eating intuitively. Like what works for you and why.
If you've had great results tracking, and maybe you narrowed a point of where you can eat intuitively, like how long that took you. Like those things are really cool to hear because for me, I got there really quickly, but I leveraged the coach I had at the time. I'm very good at, I think I'm still very good at asking questions just to learn because then it sticks with you and I've got that forever. And I would recommend, that's why you should join our Facebook group. Because once you join our Facebook group, guys, you can ask as many questions you want. You can tag us and ask a question 100 times a day. Please don't ask 100 times. But I would answer 100. If you ask 100 questions, I would happily answer. But guys, that's going to be it. That's going to be it for episode 20. I think we're both in the middle ground here for that debate. But guys, truly let us know. Please let us know where you're at. Where you're at with you. If you love to track, you hate to track, where you're at, if you can eat intuitively, that would be amazing. No, and as we always say, join the Facebook group. This is where we do 3 lives a week. You can ask questions, tips, tricks, anything you want. Annoy us. Be annoying. We put that out there. But guys, that's going to be it for episode 20. See you next week. PJ out.